A 90s party. It's Brittany here. It's Brittany, bitch. Oh, so, yeah, we thought we'd go all 90s tonight in celebration of our 90s party. Yeah. And I'll just add my co-host in, Josh. And then we'll add our very special guest in. I can't wait to talk to Susan. Josh. So, yeah. And Josh is all dressed up as well. So, I can't wait for you to see him. Oh, thanks, Steph. Hi, Josh. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We're back in the 90s.
Back in the 90s. Whoop, whoop. Oh, you
It's
look
so
so
much
cool.
nicer here. It's so much nicer in the 90s.
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. So, oh, yeah, no technology apart from
No.
Instagram Live. We've cheated.
Yeah. We've taken that back with us.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. You look
Right.
awesome.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah,
Brittany.
hit me, baby, one more
Yeah.
time.
Woohoo! I've even got my fluffy pen.
It's
Woohoo!
so good.
Oh, I
Love it.
can't. I kind of love that outfit, Josh. Black Kobe. I said.
I feel like maybe I'm a bit more 80s, but I'm just gonna pretend
I
it
think
made its way into the
that is
90s.
totally 90s to me. Definitely. It's that bucket hat. It's brilliant.
It's a little bit I know what you did last summer. Like
Yeah,
if he went super gay.
definitely. Hi, Susan.
You guys look so cool. And
Oh, yeah.
I found
No.
like a waffle style shirt, which I thought was cool in the 90s. That's as far as I got. Oh, and I did find an actual slap bracelet from the
No
90s from when I was a
way.
kid.
That's actually from the
Whoa.
90s. I
It
love
is.
it.
It goes well. It goes well with you guys.
It
So
Oh,
does. I
I love
love it.
that. Oh,
it's
keep
meant for
right.
a child's wrist though, so it is not hitting very well.
Oh, oh, I love
Different.
that. That's so cool. I wish I still had mine, but that sound.
That
Yeah,
sound is
that
like
sound
magic.
The
so
sound is so
iconic.
nostalgic. Oh, love it.
So
I love that,
cool.
Susan. Oh, I keep waving this pom pom thing around like I'm like Glinda out of Wicked or something. It's going to my head. It's like, woo. Oh, but yeah, so as you can see, we've gone back in time to one of the best eras ever, I say. Yeah, the
Yeah.
90s. And obviously joining us is the amazing Susan Dennard, author of many books, but we're going to be chatting about The Executioners 3, which I absolutely loved. And I promise I'm not just saying that. It was so, so good. So nostalgic, 90s. Just loved it. Mystery, romance, everything. Had a bit of everything in it. So if you don't know Susan, Susan is the award-winning New York Times, USA best-selling author of the Luminaires trilogy, the Witchland series, which I think is in development for TV with Jim Henson's company, I read.
It
Maybe.
was
Oh, it
that
was. Oh, sorry.
actually finally. No, it's fine. I had just never. It sort of finally lapsed. They stuck with me for 7 years, so I can't complain. And it
Oh,
finally lapsed in like the option ran out in April. But we're about to go back out again
woohoo!
because the last book comes out in like 3 weeks. So
Yeah, I can
yes,
see
wish me
it.
luck. Wish me
Fingers
luck.
crossed, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And as I said, The Executioners 3, which Susan's joining us to chat about today, is like set in the late 90s. It's like cozy horror romance, basically perfect for Halloween and this time of year. And it's got all the full vibes, and it was just brilliant. I loved it. So,
Thank
so
you.
good.
So
um,
we're going to be chatting about the book, and then we're going to chat a little bit about some of our favourite 90s films, TV shows, and pop stars. And we'd love to hear
Can't wait.
yours in the comments as well. This is a 90s party, everyone's invited. So let us know your
Yay!
favourites as well.
Definitely. And there's a little question box. It should be in the right hand corner. So if you've got a question for Susan, I'll run through some at the end. So if you pop a little question for Susan in there, Susan's kindly said that she'll answer. And if you've got one for Josh as well, because Josh is also an awesome author and we have to share. So
No.
Josh,
Yeah.
yeah. So Josh has written The Shadow Glass, if you like murderous puppets, Heads Will Roll, which is a slasher, brilliant. And Burn the Negative, which is also set in the 90s. So woohoo! Yeah, go and check out
Yes.
Josh's books as well. Yeah. Surprised you there, Josh.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get all hot.
So yeah, as I said, there's a little question box, so just pop some questions in there if you've got any. But comment as well, and we'll try and read them out as we go along. So we'll get the party started then. So we'll kick off chatting about the amazing The Executioners 3. So Susan, can you just tell us a little bit about the book and how the idea maybe presented itself to you, maybe?
The idea how it presented itself is a very long story, and I'm just going to direct everyone to what I posted on Instagram yesterday, because it's like a 19 slide, how it just kept
Oh,
getting longer and longer,
yeah.
carousel of the origins of the Executioners 3. And it took many, many, many years and many iterations before I finally got it into the version that is now in your hands.
Yeah.
It's about Freddie Geller, who is definitely not the combination of Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar's
Not
name.
at all.
It's so
Only
good.
the greatest 90s couple. Yeah, it's Freddie Geller. She's a senior in high school in 1999, and she
Someone is at the front door.
finds a body in the woods, basically, and is quite convinced it is not a suicide like the sheriff is claiming, and that she thinks that maybe there's a murder at large. And because she is someone who is determined to be a detective one day herself, she feels that it is her responsibility as a good citizen to get to the bottom of this. And it's set in 1999, so there's lots of jokes for people of a certain age who might have lived in that time. But then I also think
we're all 21.
Yeah.
So the youth though can at least appreciate the 90s vibes, because there's they're so into that these days, I hear. So
That's so true.
but it was when I was Freddie's age in 1999. I guess I was 15, so I was like a year younger. But but it's the reason I was drawn to writing it when I first started writing it, in terms of the time, is because I do think we all kind of miss the 90s. Any of us who lived then? Yes, life was hard, but it was so different than it is today. It was a different hard, and in many ways simpler. Pre-social media, pre-explosion of the internet. We had the internet, but not like we have the internet today.
Yeah, dial-up, wasn't it? Dial-up.
Yeah, dial-up. And there was no Facebook. There was no smartphone. And I just think it was a happier time. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously now the 90s is based as historical fiction, I've been told. And I'm like, oh, well, it was only a couple of years ago, right?
Last year.
Historical fiction. I know, same.
I used to love forums back then. I used to go on the Charmed forums and just be like chatting about the spoilers. That was fun.
Love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember I'm going into the early 2000s when Lost came out. I know that's not 90s, but the forums for that were wild.
Yeah, that turn of the century time too. That qualifies.
Yeah, definitely. I just saw literally Tanmina, I think it is, said Freddie was a blast to read. So obviously the story kind of started out on Wattpad, and readers really connected with Freddie. So can you tell us a little bit about Freddie and why you think she clicked with your readers?
I mean, she's such a strong personality, so I'm sure some people find her extremely grating. I get it. The thing I think that's fun for Freddie, or that is fun about Freddie for people, is that she is a dork, kind of a loser, and okay with it. Like, it doesn't bother her. And I've written plenty of sort of outcast type characters, and I wouldn't call Freddie an outcast per se, but she's not necessarily someone who wishes she was at a different social standing. It's great when she's suddenly like, whoa, I'm popular, what? But it's not like she was pursuing that in any way, which is completely different from my character Winnie in the Luminaries, who's an outcast and just all she wants is to get back into the society. Then she gets it and she hates it. And Freddie is someone who's more like, this is who I am. I'm good wherever I am. And I think we all kind of wish we could be like that. I was not like that. I wish I could be like that. She's so confident and just comfortable with who she is as a person. It doesn't mean she doesn't have moments of insecurity or questioning herself. But for the most part, she's not changing who she is for anyone. And I think we can all appreciate that, even if we never actually do it ourselves.
Yeah, yeah, I love that, and I did really love Freddie. I was just like, yeah, the whole time. Oh, loved
I love that
that.
she gets popular for something that she doesn't necessarily want to be popular for. That's such a fun play on that sudden popularity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's funny too because I realized I kind of did the same thing in the Luminaries, which this happens pretty early in the book, where Winnie kind of accidentally crosses a threshold and is like, "Well, I'm just gonna take the credit for that." Cool,
mm,
and that's kind of the same thing that Freddie goes through, but they're such different people. You know how they exist in that, and plus the worlds are so different. But
mm,
it's fun to play with similar setups and how when you write different characters and then you write them in different worlds, a totally different story comes out. Um,
yeah.
yeah, so Freddie, yeah, she's just like happy to be there.
Mm.
She's gonna be the prank squad leader. Fine, okay, she'll do it. She'll roll.
Yeah, and it just oozes off the page as well. I loved her. I just saw someone in the chat mention floppy disks. I'm
Oh,
like, oh wow, I forgot.
You
and
remember like,
even
yeah, go
before
ahead.
we had the little floppy disks, we had the massive floppy disks that were like,
Big,
Yeah.
big ones. Yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah,
I know. And they were like really floppy. They
yeah,
were floppy.
exactly.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And you had to like
Oh.
spin the clicky thing to keep it in the
Oh
computer.
yeah.
Yeah,
God, isn't it weird how you forget some of these like the little details sometimes, and then someone just ignites a memory, and then it's like you're back there.
yeah.
Oh dear. So obviously there's something special about this time of year in October. I mean, it's my birthday month, but it's always a good month. And I absolutely love the fall time vibes in the book. So was that an intentional choice to set it in fall, or did it just naturally happen that way, Susan?
Yeah, I first wanted to write it because was visiting the US at the time. I lived in Germany and we had come back to the US during October and I was like, damn, I forgot what American fall is like. It is a vibe.
Yeah.
It is like a real vibe here. Um, and in Germany, it was like Halloween wasn't really a thing at all. We had one trick or treater in where we
Oh
lived,
wow.
and they were just teenagers who were like, we can get free candy. We don't even need to put on costumes. And so I'm sure it's probably changed. That was like 15 years ago, but it
Mm,
just Halloween was not a thing. And so coming back to the U.S. and being like, whoa, jack-o'-lanterns, whoa, we have all of the cool vibes. People go intense with their yard, decorate
yeah.
pens. The number of skeletons mowing their lawn in my neighborhood is like insane. So I just was like, wow, this is like one thing I really miss from the US is like fall, autumn. And
Yeah.
so when I got back to Germany, I started writing a book set in fall. It was a rom-com then that didn't last. I added murder pretty fast because
Oh, we all
I'm
need
not
a
very
dash of
good at
murder.
just the romance. So, like I love reading it, but I apparently suck at it writing it. So very
Oh,
quickly a body showed up.
yeah, we love a body count, definitely. And kind of a question for both of you, being writers. So, like, when writing horror and supernatural stories, like, how easy or maybe hard is it to balance like the scares and the gores and the high body count with like an emotional heart, so you still, connect with those characters as a reader, Susan?
Yeah, like so this I'm both someone who plans, but also I never seem to stick to my plan. I very much follow my characters and their emotions, and I think what makes me drawn to YA in particular is that it's really natural to make the romantic and friendship things feel as high stakes as the
Mm,
actual like murder or life and death stakes. It's just part of the teen experience. Things feel so big. And
mm,
so it is easy to sort of slide between the two and to also respect that. Like it is a big effing deal when you're a teenager and
it
someone likes
is.
you back or a
Yeah.
friend says something and you're pissed. It is like all
Mm,
consuming, okay? And
yeah,
so it is
definitely.
fun. I enjoy writing it for that reason, and it was just very natural to follow Freddie along where she goes doing her Freddie thing, and she is a teenager, so there are things that are dictated for her, like you have to go to school, you know,
Yeah.
you're at the living at the whim of your parents to some extent, and
Mm,
so those sorts of things allow me to sort of deviate from just murder,
Mm.
and play with the more, teen parts of the story.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. How about you, Josh? How do you find like navigating that yourself when you're
I feel
writing?
like you kind of have to earn the gore and the scares. You can't just have those and nothing else because otherwise it falls apart. Like I always think
Mm,
about one of my favorite 90s horror movies is Scream 2. And the
mm,
reason that those massive set pieces, the first one with Sidney Prescott stuck in the cop car trying to get out, and the other one with
yeah.
Gail Weathers stuck in the sound booth trying to get out, you
Oh, that's
really
such a good
freaking
scene.
it's such a great
Mm,
sequence. And like you really care for these characters. You're desperately wanting them to survive.
mm,
And you only really get that if you've taken time to build up their relationships. You don't necessarily have to sort of justify everything they do. You don't have to sort of like everything that they do. Gail Weathers is very
mm.
much, she's got a heart, but she's also sort of like a bitch. Um, so I think you do have to earn those moments where the gore and the horror happens.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's just shock for shock's sake, I think.
And it's
yeah.
relentless
Oh.
for the reader. The reader needs a break,
Right.
like, or the viewer, whatever it is. Like, you need a break. You need to breathe. Like, it gets to a point where you're
Mm.
like, just please give me a moment. So,
That's a good
yeah.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're like me and I'm like more blood all the time,
Yeah.
but no, you do need like a little bit of a stopgap. That's why I always appreciate like a bit of a comedy element in there as well, where you've got like a comedic character. Like if you're thinking about Scream, obviously Dewey, and
Yeah.
Randy, even like just to break it up just a little bit. Sometimes you need a little bit of a palate
Yeah.
cleanser.
Yeah. And even Ghostface himself or herself, Ghostface is actually really funny. And
Yeah.
sometimes on the phone you kind of like Ghostface. And then he gets mean again. So
Oh, definitely. I just saw Wormholes and Bookham said before Scream, the big franchises were really tapped out and running on fumes. Yeah, Scream really did do a lot for like horror back in the 90s, definitely.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So obviously the book is obviously set in the 90s, as we said. And Josh, your book, you've also got one set in the 90s. So how hard is it to create like that nostalgic feel for readers who grew up in the 90s or maybe just want to experience it? Susan?
Sorry, my
It's
puppy is
okay.
barking. She's decided, of
Oh,
Oh,
course,
puppy.
she's going to
puppy.
be a pain in the butt right now. I got the kid out of the
Oh.
house, but I can't get rid of the dog.
Oh,
She's
bless you.
If she's being too much,
Oh,
I will go put
no,
her
we
in.
love animals. We love puppies, cats, everything. How about you, Josh? Is it hard to create like a nostalgic kind of feel?
I think it's quite easy because you can just sprinkle sort of references and
Exactly.
people get it and they love it. But for me, I feel like like the gore, the nostalgia is there as sort of like the effect of you basically welcoming people into your story and saying, I know what you watched and read last summer.
Mm,
We love you, you love us, we love the same stuff together. And
yeah,
it's just like a really nice way of putting your arms around the horror community and saying,
yeah,
we're all in the same place here, guys. We know what's going on.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
it does feel like a little hug, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's like, I
Definitely.
love that thing too, and that thing.
Just before I asked Susan, everyone's saying we want to see the puppy.
Oh,
Yeah, in the chat.
I don't know. My chat's like frozen. I don't know how to get it moving again, so I
Oh,
can't.
I do that sometimes,
At
like
least you can
when Josh
see
is
me, maybe.
hosting.
oh, hello, doggy.
Oh, no,
Hello. What's your
hello.
favorite scary
She's
movie?
very, yeah.
Oh, bless her.
If she's
Bless.
still barking, I will run down and put her in her cage.
Oh, it's all
I
right.
was gonna say, yeah, it's the same for me. I would say, like, people are love it. They love the little sprinkled in things, and maybe they won't catch every reference, but the ones they do, they're like,
Mm,
oh yeah, I got that. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh. I
yeah.
will say the hardest part for me was actually having too many, and my editor was like, we need to tone these down because not Gen Z is not going to get it.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm like, why not? They can figure it out. It's a historical novel. Surely they can figure out what a Nokia is. That was one of the ones where they were like, we just don't get the Nokia. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't get a Nokia? It's a phone.
It's a phone. Yes,
Maybe this is a
mate.
you problem. This is some of the younger readers at my publisher. And I was like, I don't feel like that's a me problem. I'm going to leave it.
I
So
love that. I'm glad you
I
left
just,
it.
I mean, it's exactly. It's like if it's a historical novel, like do the work.
Mm,
You would be reading a book set in World War II, and you wouldn't know what everything is. You would just be like,
yeah,
okay, this must be a thing from World War II, and it
yeah,
helps make it feel real and grounded. And so, I'm sorry you don't know what a Nokia is. Google it.
yeah.
Chat
No.
GPT it. I don't know, but I also feel like it's pretty obvious since she's got a phone and it's called a Nokia, and then it rings a certain way, and you figure it out. Um,
Oh,
so yeah,
I love
I felt
that.
strongly about keeping like all of the '90s references in there
Yeah,
because
I'm so glad you did.
I think that I write for teens, and I think there's plenty there for teens, but it's also fun when you can still reach an adult audience and they can appreciate what you've got there and make you laugh. Like I want you to laugh at jokes like about Y2K. I want you to laugh. It was ridiculous how into Y2K we were. Okay,
Yeah,
it's funny.
definitely. It is now. I was talking about that with someone the other day, and I was like, "What a time to be alive when that happened."
My dad filled up the bathtub in all of our like all the bathtubs in our house that
Yeah.
night in case. But I was like, in case what? The water goes down, Susan. And I'm like, okay. It didn't. We had water. We had water at midnight. It was fine. But we were legitimately worried. Okay.
Yeah, it was a big thing, wasn't it? Definitely all the computer stuff, everything.
Yeah.
Um, I just saw Bookie Spoon, he said playing Snake on a Nokia was the best. Oh, playing Snake, mwah, chef's
It was
kiss.
tough. It was really tough.
Yeah,
You know, it was
yeah,
scary.
that's cool. Oh, and a few people saying you can't say historical novel for the 90s. It's
It's
crazy.
terrifying. But I feel like if the grown-ups are doing their job, they should really be like educating the youth in all the great stuff that is still really
Mm,
cool now, you know? Like
yeah,
Yeah.
tell your
yeah.
nephews, tell your nieces, tell your kids, tell everyone about Scream and Labyrinth and all those films.
Yeah, that's it.
It's so true.
And
It's
it's
so true. I make my kid watch all my favorites from like the
yeah.
'90s, and it's kind of painful to watch because I'm like, oh my god! For one, it's square. You know, everything was square because TVs are square.
Yeah.
And then two, just the quality. Like I was making her watch Care Bears, and I was like, wow, this is just like so fuzzy. That goes back to the '80s even, and then it's just.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah.
doesn't care. She's 5. It's TV. She doesn't care. She doesn't see
Yeah.
this.
That's it.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you've got it. I introduced my son's 20 now.
oh yeah.
That makes me feel old. But I introduced him to all my childhood favourites as when he was growing up. So a lot of them now he's like, oh, this is still so cool,
Yeah.
and that. So I'm like, yeah, we've got to do it, definitely. I just saw Thorne's reading corner said, though I had never watched X Files, reading the book resulted in me slowly binging all the episodes. So there we go.
Amazing.
We're educated at the
Yeah.
same
Spread the
time.
love.
Definitely. Oh, love it. So what was one of your favourite pop culture references that you slotted into the book, Susan? Your favourite one?
I think my
Is it the
favorite.
Nokia?
And no, I think my favorite was the more obscure, like instant messenger versus ICQ thing,
Yeah.
because most people in the
Yeah.
US were instant messenger, and but my town, it seemed to be like different by region. Where I lived, we did ICQ, which nobody used. So whenever I would meet someone who'd be like, you can add me on AIM, I'd be like, I don't have AIM, I have ICQ, and so I wanted to tap into that sort of weird little. It's such a weird, if you know, you know. Um,
Yeah.
but also like I also just wanted to show. So like one of the comments gotten from teens is like, wow, this like conversation she has with him is just like texting, and I'm like, yeah, instant messaging was like our texting in the '90s. It's exactly the same, child.
Oh, that's so
So
true.
and like it was such a big thing. Like when it came
Mm.
around when I was in high school, it was suddenly like, whoa, I could like talk to my crush after school. Oh my god.
Yeah. Who's
Yeah.
online? Who's
And so
online?
yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to tap into that feeling.
Yeah, I
Mm.
remember I used to have AOL and like that nostalgic feeling of going, welcome to AOL. Like when it came
Yeah.
on, and then you'd hear like the door, and then
Yeah.
when they left, and you're
It
like,
was so brutal.
no,
If someone just suddenly left the conversation, the door would slam. I was like,
yeah,
whoa, okay. That was an
like
aggressive
bye.
exit. Yeah.
Definitely. How about you, Josh? What's your favourite 90s reference you've ever put into one of your books?
I hid a bit of dialogue in Burn the Negative that is from I Know What You Did Last Summer. And no one, as
Ah.
far as I know, has ever found that little
Oh,
tidbit. So yeah, I'm really like, I'm waiting for one day someone to say, wait a minute, that's the
Oh,
bit from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I'm going to have to reread now, Josh, so
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
find it.
I'm not going to lie, if I read it without having written it, I probably wouldn't see it, to be honest, because it's not like a memorable bit of dialogue.
It's just like a tiny tidbit, but you're glad that
Yeah,
you snuck it in, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I love that. And I just saw, I think it's
Okay.
Stratosphere.
I'm gonna go put her in her crate. I'll be
Oh,
right back.
yeah, no
Sorry.
worries. Bye, puppy. Oh, so sweet. I just saw Stratosphere Girl, I think it was, said I had my original AOL email, which I use.
Oh,
I still have an original AOL email. I don't really
no
use
way.
it. It's mainly just spam in there. But
Yeah,
yeah, I can't
that is
believe they
so
haven't shut it
old.
down. Yeah.
I really wish that I had my original email address, but it booted me out like 10 years ago and I've never been able to get back into it. So,
Did you have like a really cool like
yeah.
name as well? Mine wasn't. Mine was just Michelle or
Oh,
something boring.
mine was like Groovalicious Dude or something
Whoa!
ridiculous.
Oh, I love that, Josh. You
I
are a
don't know why.
groovalicious dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, oh, Susan's back. So I think we're going to get into some like 90s stuff. Now, I've tried not
yeah,
to look too much at the 90s stuff, Josh, because you
yeah,
put
cool.
that together, didn't you? So surprises.
Okay, let's dive into 90s pop culture. We're going to talk about movies, we're going to talk about TV shows, pop stars, and just a reminder about the little bottom corner of the chat. There's like a bubble with a question mark. You can put a question in there, and Susan will hopefully have time to answer at the end of the chat. But because the Executioner 3 focuses on rival gangs, I thought we'd kick off with a quick fire round of this or that. So I'm going to give both Susan and Shelley two names or titles, and then you have to pick one.
Oh, you're
And
going to make this hard, aren't you,
it's
Josh?
going
This
to
is
be
going to be
fun. It's going
tough.
to be fun. And let us know yours in the comments as well, just to give us an
Yeah.
idea of what, we can read the room kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
So, Buffy or Charmed?
Josh, you can't do that.
I
Oh.
mean, probably Buffy, although I feel like if I were to go back and watch, I might change that answer now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
I don't know. At the time, I was all about the like, oh, she's such a badass, Buffy, so she's Buffy. It was kind of a thing. But now I'm like, I wonder if I would be more drawn to Charmed as like an older woman. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
me and Josh have been revisiting Charms, and we do like a chat once a month on a couple of episodes a month. And since I've been I think I'm going to pick Charmed because since we've been rewatching it, I have to say,
It's been so lovely.
yeah, oh, it's so lovely. Oh, we've got through
Yeah.
nearly the whole of season one now. But yeah, like I think I'm going to go with Charmed, but I feel sorry for Buffy.
Yes.
That's torture, Josh. Torture.
I will say the comments overwhelmingly are Buffy, so
I didn't make that decision lightly. I'm a
I
little
think it's
bit
like 20,
biased.
20 Buffys and two Charmed, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah, that's all right.
Okay, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
In
Oh.
sync. I might have based Freddie off of moi, yours truly.
Oh.
I was definitely in sync, but they weren't as popular as Backstreet Boys. I always felt like Backstreet Boys was more popular by kind of a lot. And they came along first, and then NSYNC basically copied them. So I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to pick Backstreet Boys because I feel Backstreet Boys in the UK were bigger than NSYNC.
Yeah.
So,
And I think they were bigger in the US too. I think
yeah.
NSYNC was always just a little bit, but I was in love with Justin Timberlake at the time.
Oh,
So.
yeah, yeah. It was
Mm.
always Nick for me in Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, love
Yeah.
it.
Okay, Freddie or Jason?
Freddie. So Freddie Krueger or Jason Voorhees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Freddy Krueger. I think I saw it first, so I think that's also more burned into me in
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
horrifying, dramatic way.
I agree on that. Freddie
Yeah.
definitely because
Freddie.
just terrified me as a
Yeah.
teen, and well, probably a bit younger than a teen when I first
Yeah.
watched it, but
Yeah.
yeah, definitely Freddie. He's terrifying to be
Freddie's
honest.
more fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason's like the
nice.
strong silent type. Freddie likes to have
Yeah.
fun. Yeah,
Oh, it's mixed in the comments between Freddie and
it
Jason as
is.
well.
I
Spice
still
Girls
can't
for
see the
me.
chat. You can tell it's so sad. So I hope it's a great chat. Don't say mean things about me. I can't see it.
Oh, sorry, Susan. It does that to me sometimes.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, Scream 1 or Scream 2?
Oh, Josh.
I'm gonna go with
Oh.
one because I also think it launched. It launched, like you
Mm,
said. I think it brought back. It launched slasher horror. This like whole genre of '90s slasher horror. It was
yeah.
the jumping off point, and it was such a. I was like I think 13 in seventh grade when it came out, and it just was such a moment. It was like such a moment
Mm,
when it came out. It kind of took over everything at my school. I remember it so vividly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I agree. Scream one. It's gotta be the OG, hasn't it?
It has. It's
Definitely.
so good.
Yeah. So,
Have you
so
read
good.
have you read that new book, Your Favorite Scary Movie, which is like a
Oh, by
history of the
Ashley
Scream
Cullen. I
films?
haven't read that
It's
yet. I've got
so
it.
good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna get to that. I'll bump that up the TBR. Yeah, Matthew said Matthew Lillard as well. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
The original
Oh.
horror husbands.
Oh, and he's
True.
such a lovely man in real life as well.
Yeah.
So I met him at a Comic Con, and I think I've mentioned this before, and I had a photo opportunity with him, and I kind of went up, and I kind of panicked because I got a little bit like, oh, I don't know what to say, so I just
Yeah.
went, can you just like this to him, so he just like whacked me in front of him and like just grabbed my neck, and they just took the picture, and I'm just like it was so funny. And then he signed it for me after, but he's such
Oh,
a lovely man, honestly.
amazing.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Okay, Spice Girls or All
Oh,
Saints?
oh, Spice Girls, gotta be
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Spice Girls.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
changed history. They changed
They
everything.
really, really did, though. Really
Mm,
did.
Yeah. All
yeah,
Saints were like the cool girl band. They were kind of the edgier ones, the Londoners.
yeah,
But yeah, Spice
yeah.
Girls.
Spice Girls, definitely. Who was your favourite Spice Girl though?
For me, it was Jerry.
Jerry.
Um,
Ah,
I was always like because I was a tomboy. I was always like I like Sporty Spice, but did I really like Sporty Spice, or did I just feel like I had to because she was the tomboy? Because I was
yeah,
a
Yeah.
tomboy. I don't know, but that was who I
yeah,
always, whenever you and your friends would dress up as the Spice Girls, which was always a thing in girl
yeah.
groups, I was Sporty Spice.
Oh,
Minus
love
Amazing.
minus
that.
the midriff bearing.
Yeah.
I did not have the confidence to bear my midriff, but
Could you
yes.
do the karate kick that you always
I could,
do?
and maybe that was part of it too. I did do martial arts, so it was kind of a
Amazing.
thing.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love
maybe.
that. That's so cool.
Yeah. Nintendo or Sega?
Mm.
Oh,
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna go with Nintendo just because N64 was like such a game-changing
oh
device.
Yeah.
And as a
yeah,
gamer, as a true gamer, it really changed the course of gaming. But
Yeah.
yeah, so
mm.
my brother had a Sega Genesis, the big beefy
Oh
handle
yeah,
ones
my
that were
brother had
like
one of
full
those.
color, and that just is so 90s to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, for me, I'm going to go Sega only because it brings nostalgia to me just hearing that Sega.
Sega.
I know, and
Yeah.
it's not around anymore, right? Nintendo still
No,
exists, but
that's
Sega
Oh,
it.
truly was the thing of the 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and my brother was like a huge console person as well when he was younger, and I just remember that sound so vividly. So yeah, that's
yeah.
going to be my choice.
Is it She's All That where the brother keeps going, Sega?
Oh,
Is it?
maybe. It might
Yeah.
be. I think you might be right.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I haven't seen that for years on
Because
his
there
Me
are
either.
so
And that
many
was
like
one of my
annoying younger
favorites.
brothers.
I was so in love
Yeah.
with Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Someone just put Crash Bandicoot and Sonic. Yeah. Oh,
For us, it was Echo the Dolphin.
Oh, Echo the
Echo.
Dolphin, yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
Wow, what a memory.
I think
So
they're
funny.
making a new one. I heard it was like a new Echo the Dolphin was being made, or maybe it's being like rebooted or something. And I was like, wow, yes, I will buy that for
Wow.
sure. I will for
Oh,
sure buy that.
wow. Oh, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
They know. They know what we need.
Definitely.
Uh, Mulder or Scully?
Oh,
That's tough. That's a tough one,
that
okay?
is tough.
Because I shipped them so much that
Yeah,
it was like I didn't want to pick between them. I wanted them to be a
just
unit
yeah, together. Yeah, I agree.
romantically. So, I don't know. I like Scully because I think at the end of the day, I'm more of that person who is like such a skeptic. And I do, you know, my background's in science. And so even today, I'm very much a skeptic. But there are things where I'm
Mm.
like, I can't explain that. But I still, because I am such a skeptic, will not accept that there might be a supernatural answer here. No.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
What about you,
Oh,
Shelley?
oh, it's hard. Like, 'cause like Susan, like I just want them to be like one together.
Skulder.
Let's go
Is it
Mulder
Skulder
because
or Mully?
oh yeah, gotta
I
have a
don't know.
ship
Did we
name.
have ship names in the 90s?
I
Because
don't
I
think
don't
we
Yeah.
think we
did.
did.
No.
No,
No. No.
no,
I don't
definitely
remember that
not.
happening until Brangelina. That's the first one I remember
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah,
That was the 2000s. I don't remember ship names
yeah.
before that.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Mulder just because sexy, sexy.
Sexy.
You know,
Yeah.
what can I
Yeah.
say?
Oh, this is the biggie. Okay, get ready for this one.
They've already been biggies.
We've got three left, just so you know. It's not going to go on forever. Okay, Brittany or Christina?
Ooh. Okay, look.
Josh,
You
Christina
cancel
must
was the
your
better
decide. You
breakfast
must
singer.
chat.
decide.
Christina is by far the better singer. I
Mm,
never
That's
really
true.
thought Brittany was actually a very good singer. Um, and I like watched her on the Mickey Mouse Club, you know. I liked
yeah.
Britney a lot and I loved her music and I bought her albums, but I always felt like of this two in terms of singing, Christina vastly outperformed her. Um, but I think if I had to pick, I'd go with Britney. Just
Well,
because
yes.
she maybe didn't have the greatest voice, you know.
Yeah.
But
Mate.
Yeah.
she redefined pop star women in the
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah,
Very true.
definitely. I totally agree. As I'm dressed like Britney, I've got to go with Britney. Whoop,
Yes.
whoop.
I heard this myth, I don't know if it's true, but because her record company was Swedish, I think, that the reason she pronounced May like May, that's like a
Oh.
Swedish
Oh,
pronunciation.
I heard that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
which
love
I just
that.
love. She's like this American pop star who's singing kind of
May.
in Swedish.
It's so funny.
May.
You gotta wonder.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. Oh, a
Okay,
bit
second to
mixed in the
last.
chat on that
Oh,
as
sorry.
well.
No, you go.
Bit,
You go.
no, I was going to say a bit mixed in the chat on that, Brittany and
Oh,
Christina.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamie says Swedish songwriter. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Oh, that makes sense.
Nice. Like that's what we know her for, so that was a good call.
Mm.
Um, okay, urban legend or I know what you did last summer.
All right, I know what you did last summer. I really love I know what you did last summer.
Mm.
I actually am like a weird one of those weird ones who actually had read the book because I read all of those sort of horror books in the 90s. Loved me some 90s horror reading, and
Yeah.
I was like, my parents were super strict, and I wasn't allowed to watch much TV, and I wasn't allowed to go to movies like PG-13s until I was 13, so I couldn't go to ours until I was 16. But yeah, that one, it's like I actually had read the book first, and then I finally got to actually see a horror movie in theaters, and it was very
And it's nothing like the
fulfillment.
book.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah,
different.
completely
Yeah.
different. Yeah. Oh, I think for me, urban legend, just because Tara Reid's chase scene is
Yes.
chef's kiss, and obviously I love an
Broadcast on the
urban
radio.
legend.
Tara
Yeah,
Reid, that's a name that goes back too. Woo!
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love an urban legend, but that is hard because I know what you did last summer is good as well.
It
So
also has
tough,
Yeah.
Josh.
Freddie Prince Jr. in it, right? So I also want that too.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. It's a
yeah.
toughie. It seems like even
Oh
split in the comments.
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, last one, and then I'm going to move on. Okay, Hilda or Zelda from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Don't make us do that.
So Hilda was like,
Tell me.
do you remember which was which?
Oh,
So Zelda was like the professor, the stricter
yeah.
one.
She was,
Mm,
was she the taller one?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I actually liked her more, I think, just because
Ah.
there was something about
Mm.
her that maybe she reminded me of one of my best friend's moms, so maybe that's why I was just drawn to her. I was like, yeah, give me that energy. I know this energy. I'm used to
Oh,
this.
I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
She had a
But
great voice. She had like kind of a
yeah,
rasping quality.
so good.
Yeah.
Someone's just put Salem. Yeah, definitely.
there you go. That's the
Oh,
choice.
I think for
Great, yeah.
me, I think Hilda for me, because I feel like I am a little bit like Hilda, just a little
I think that's
bit.
probably true.
Yeah, so I can't pick anyone other than Hilda, could
Yeah.
I?
I think
Definitely.
Hilda purely because she gave us the gif of her turning on the Christmas lights around her face.
Oh,
That's
classic.
her
I use that
contribution
every
to
Christmas.
art history. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, I have a couple more sort of like 90s pop culture questions, but I want to obviously save a bit of time for the audience questions at the end. So when you think about like 90s pop culture, what is the main TV or film that you sort of remember loving the most, and do you still love it now? Susan?
Ooh.
So, like I said, I was very limited on TV, so I had to pick what I really wanted to watch. And so there were three choices that it always came down to that were on when I got home off the bus. It was either Sailor Moon,
Sailor
um,
Moon, yeah.
Cool.
the animated X-Men, which was truly iconic and excellent,
Yeah.
or Saved by the Bell.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
Saved by the
Saved by the
Bell.
Bell.
I feel like I'm
Oh,
dressed as Saved by the
you
Bell
are
today.
yeah.
so dressed like Screech vibes. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's great. It's great.
And do you
Oh,
still love those things now?
I can't say I do still love Sailor Moon, and I do still love the X-Men. Like that theme song is iconic. If you know, you know. But I can't say that I have rewatched any Saved by the Bell since the
oh,
90s.
Normie. I need to now.
I know. I
Yeah.
feel like
Oh,
I wonder. I thought Zach Mark Paul Gosselaar was so hot back then, and now I'll probably be
yeah.
like, wow, he's so young. Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
And do you remember that episode as well when they were like high on caffeine or caffeine pills? It was meant to be the
I'm so
dangers. I'm so
excited.
excited.
So impactful.
Oh,
I feel like that is one of those like everyone from the 90s knows that episode. We're definitely
yeah.
addicted to caffeine pills. Yeah.
Oh dear, what a
Yeah.
memory. Oh, I love that.
What's
Oh.
what's yours, Shelley?
So now you've said Saved by the Bell, I did used to watch that a lot and I'd forgotten. But automatically I go to Dawson's Creek first before
Oh,
Charmed.
yeah.
Because Dawson's Creek, Casey and
That's like
Joey.
later 90s too. Later 90s
Yeah.
for sure. Dawson's Creek,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah, I've just got
Yeah.
such fond memories of being like a late teen and just being obsessed with Pacey. And I still am, to be honest. Joshua Jackson, anytime,
Yes.
in
He
anything.
he aged very
Oh,
well.
He really
so,
did.
so well.
Yeah.
So, so well.
Josh Ua, I would say.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
did see a lot of people in the chat saying Hocus Pocus as
Oh,
well. And
Oh
yes.
yeah, iconic. Yes, for sure.
Hocus
yeah.
Pocus was my like comfort watch when I started secondary school. I would watch like the first half before school and the second half after
Oh my
school
God.
every
Yeah.
single day, just to get me through school.
Oh my God. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. And I just saw Bookie Spooney said Friends as well. Obviously, we've got
Oh,
to mention
yeah.
also
Friends.
very, very iconic. Yeah.
A
Yeah,
couple of people have
definitely.
mentioned Sister Sister, which I absolutely live for.
Oh, yeah. Sisters. Oh, yeah.
Can't
I
believe how
remember
much I
that.
missed you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had so many great like sitcom type shows in the
Mm,
90s, and I'm sure there are many good ones now, but because of streaming, it's just so different. And there isn't the same overlap where it was like everybody watched Friends.
mm,
Now
Yeah.
it's like you might watch the popular show on Hulu, or you might watch the popular show over on Netflix, but you
yeah.
might not overlap at all. And whereas with that,
Yeah.
everybody watched the same stuff. It really
Yeah.
was a
Mhm.
conversation point every day at
Yeah.
school or yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
so
so
true.
true.
Yeah.
And
There's too much choice.
nowadays you have to say which episode are you up to, and then if you
Yeah,
aren't
right?
matched up, you just forget
Right.
about it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, Dawn said My So-Called Life.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
so
came to
good.
that really late, and therefore, because I was in my like early 30s when I watched it, I didn't care about any of the kids, but I was obsessed with the parents. I
Mm.
was like, oh no, I think I'm old.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, Boy Meets World. That was another one. Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Oh, such memories. I'm
So
gonna have
many
to go
Automated
'90s
away.
hunger.
shows too. There were just so many shows set like for teenagers, which I think is
Yeah.
also
Yeah,
something we
Mm,
don't maybe have now.
totally. Yeah.
yeah, I love that. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Steph said, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
so good.
yeah.
So the craft is mentioned in The Executioners 3, and that is, I assume it's one of your all-time favorites. It's definitely one of our all-time favorites. So I
Oh, love
wondered,
it.
what is it about that film that has just aged so well and it stood the test of time? Everyone still loves it.
I was
That's such
thinking
a
about
good
this because
question.
I actually was asked to write an op-ed for somewhere. I won't say where because I may not get it, but um, and so I've been thinking about this because it's not just that movie. I think there's some others that feature witches, like Practical Magic, that have,
Yeah.
they like didn't age. It's somehow you can watch them today, and it's like,
Mm,
and I think it has a lot to do with the fact that when it comes to witches, we think of sisterhood, right? The coven,
yeah.
the idea of female friendship in a way that we don't necessarily see in other places. And this is when the witch, it's not just the pointy hatted witch. Like, look, I love Hocus Pocus, and even then they got some their sisters, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when the witch is sort of the main character, that this the story is centered around the witch, you often see a sisterhood, and I think that that
Mm,
is something that really draws us in, and that maybe we lost. I can't, I think we're starting to see more of that coming back.
mm,
I would love to see more of that. I think shows like even Wednesday kind of get there. You know,
yeah.
she has a really good relationship with her roommate, and that's an important relationship. But I think we are all maybe feeling the lack of friendships in general on
Mm,
TV. And it's just been so focused on romance for so long. And don't get me wrong, I love romance. I feel like I'm also
mm.
now spoiling my entire op-ed that
Oh.
I wrote about.
We won't tell
But
anyone.
No.
yeah, this is sort of what I was getting at. And when I saw you were going to ask this question, I was like, oh, that's perfect because it is. And maybe that's not the answer, but I think it's part of it. I think it's part of why some of
Mm,
these movies that feature women witches, it's also because it comes with a community. And
yeah.
we're all missing that. COVID stole it from us, you know? And I
Mm,
think a lot of us are feeling that absence these days. Like, oh,
mm,
we're all online, we're not making friends in real life. And like, don't
mm.
get me wrong, all of my closest friends don't live where I live, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also think we're all missing that feeling. And that's another thing I think too that drew me to write, like draws me to writing in the 90s. It's like your friends were the people you saw every day in real life.
Yeah.
And we all
Yeah.
miss that in some way. So
Yeah.
that's my
Yeah.
long convoluted way of getting to
That's an
No,
amazing
that is
answer.
such a good answer. I'm like,
Yeah.
how can I follow that now?
Go on, Shelley. Is it Skeet Ulrich?
Well, yeah. But
oh right, of
no,
course. I made it too empathetic. No, that was not that.
oh no, I think it's the found family feel, isn't it? And
Yes.
that always gives you that, like, warms your heart, that little warm feeling, doesn't it? And like, I love the fact, like, not to, obviously I run a nostalgic book club, and we've got such a lovely little community, and that just warms my heart because I think this is kind of like, my own little found family. If that sounds really cheesy, I don't know,
No.
but that's how it feels. It's like all these people from different backgrounds, different countries and all sorts, and we can just come together as one and be this little community and just enjoy the same things together. And I
Yeah.
think that's what it is. And if you think of the craft, like, yeah, okay, they bonded over doing witchcraft and whatnot, but still, it's their own little community.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's Fairuza Balk as Nancy. I think there's so much going on there. It's
Oh,
such a
so good.
complex performance. She is
Mm,
iconic. She's so cool. And
yeah.
I think rewatching it over the years, you kind of start to peel away the layers of
Mm,
what is actually going on there. She is such a tragic character. and she's briefly empowered, and you can kind of understand this sudden sense of like utter freedom. And you know, she's found the power, she's found the thing that actually means that she's important, and then it's sort of so seductive, and it ends up kind of destroying her. So I think for me it's Nancy. I think Nancy is badass, fascinating.
Yeah, yeah, I agree,
Yeah.
definitely.
When her feet scrape across the floor, she's genuinely terrifying
that's
and
such a
cool
good
at the same
scene.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Sorry, my phone's just ringing. I've just got to get this.
Okay.
Hello?
I thought you was being serious.
What's my favourite scary movie? Prank
Josh, did
calls.
that come with the outfit, or did you buy that separate?
Yes.
It came with the outfit. No
Yeah.
way. I love that. I thought you were
Okay.
being serious then. I was like, yeah, no problem, Josh.
Yeah, me too. I totally believed it. I was like, okay.
Should have been an actor. Brad Pitt, who needs him? Okay, I've got a couple more questions, and then we're going to open it up to the audience. So what is the main thing from the 90s that you miss the most? Could be anything. It doesn't have to be pop culture. It could be anything.
Oh,
I do miss the days before social media and smartphones.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it was hard enough being a teen in the 90s and comparing yourself to like magazine covers, and now I dread life for my daughter. It's so hard to be online and not like hate yourself. And so I do miss just that simplicity of life that we
Yeah.
had. Didn't seem simple. But the thing is it's hard enough being a teenager, okay? It is hard enough. Your hormones are a disaster. You have all these new social rules you're learning as you are developing and in school. You have school itself. You probably have shit going on at home. And then to throw in like social media and the inescapable lure of the smartphone, I do miss how different that was, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, totally. Shelley, what's your biggest thing?
So my first thought that came through my head, I'm just going to go with, was I miss the simplicity of just watching films with my nan and my brother, just on VHS, because obviously my nan's no longer with us, and just that feeling of just, you know, going around there on a Saturday night. So it's more a feeling for me that I think I miss, and just the simplicity of like going to the video shop, Blockbusters or whatnot, picking the video and then sitting down to watch it with my nan. And as we know from our movie chats that we do, Josh, my nan showed me some terrifying films when I was way too young to watch
Evil
them.
Dead. Evil Dead.
Evil Dead
Wow.
was my first ever horror film that I watched when I was probably about 7, thanks to my nan. But yeah, so
Good old
yeah,
man.
I miss that time really.
Yeah.
How about you, Josh?
I really miss magazines. I miss having magazines as like your main source of information, main source of entertainment, and sort of amazing articles that give you insight into various things, reviews of TV shows. I still have my scrapbooks from the 90s, where I used to cut things out and stick them in just so I could read them
It's
again.
so cool. I've seen that. It's so cool.
It's so sad that they're kind of a dying thing, and I kind of hope they come back in the way that DVDs are kind of making a comeback.
Yeah, that would be cool, definitely.
Yeah. So which 90s TV show or film should never be rebooted or remade?
I mean, I would hate it if they remade The Craft or Practical Magic. Some films don't fuck with it, okay?
Yeah.
It does not need to be redone, but I fear these things will be done. I mean, so one of my favorite books and movies is Jurassic Park. And I just like the new Jurassic Parks are just like, no, those don't even qualify.
I agree.
It's just, and it's not even a reboot. It's just extending what was, but it was so great. And it's like, it is not great now. And so, that's kind of how I feel about, there are just some things that don't with that, okay? Don't remake Titanic. Don't remake Romeo and Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann version. We don't need remakes. We need great films, okay?
Yeah. my answer was going to be either Titanic or Jurassic Park, so that's really weird how we had
Whoa.
the same thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just cannot know. And I agree, the new Jurassic Park film's just not a par on the original
No.
90s, definitely.
Even ScarJo can't make me watch the new Jurassic Park. I love her to pieces, but I don't want to watch it.
I watched it. I have watched it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, this is my last question before we go to the audience questions. So if you have a question for Susan, then bung it in the little question mark thing in the corner there, and we'll try to get it out there before time is up. So who is your 90s icon? Which person for you was the coolest person in the 90s? Susan?
I saw this question and you sent it, and I was like, I don't even know, because it was such a range of development for me. You know, when 1990 began, I was only 6, but by the time it ended, I was 16. And that's like such a change in terms of growth and development and what you like. And I feel like in the late 90s, I obviously liked Britney. But I didn't necessarily want to be Britney. Do you know what I mean? It was like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you all have a much easier answer, but I struggled to come up with something for that.
Yeah, I was like, I wouldn't want to be this person, but I absolutely idolized him, was Kurt Cobain. Because I was a huge into grunge, still am, like rock music and things like that. So I just idolized him so much. So going from like, into my teens, where I was very much into like boy bands and things, and then I discovered Nirvana and Kurt Cobain. It was just like, it changed my whole like personality, even like just to like the black eyeliner came out, everything. Like this is mild for me. I still like put loads of black eyeliner on. So yeah, I think Kurt Cobain for me, just because he just shaped my teen years until ultimately, unfortunately, until he passed. But
Cool.
Yeah.
I think for me it was Kevin Williamson, who is the guy who wrote Dawson's Creek and Scream, and he wrote, I think, The Draft of the Faculty. He wrote Halloween H20.
Yeah.
He was just like everywhere in the late 90s. He was so cool. He basically defined like the way dialogue was done in teen movies from that point on. So Bring It On, we wouldn't have had Bring It On. We wouldn't have had 10 Things I Hate About You. Clueless came just before, but you know, I think that he kind of solidified that way of teenagers speaking to each other, which was so cool.
Yeah. And didn't he start off with that show called Popular, was it?
Did he?
I think, maybe he didn't start off with that. Somewhere along the line, I just remember, I might be really wrong there.
I didn't know that, but yeah.
Normally if Josh says, like Shelley's wrong. But
he may have written some of the episodes, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I just got a memory just popped into my mind there. Maybe.
Yeah. Cool. So Shelley, did you want to take over for the viewer questions?
So we've had like about 25 questions. So obviously what I'll do is I'll just pick some. So I am sorry if I don't pick your question. But it should pop up on the bottom of the screen, hopefully.
Oh, nice.
So first one.
Mine does not, probably because my chat is frozen.
Okay.
So I don't know how many people are watching. Everything's locked. It's not moved.
Oh, bless you. No,
like
I'll read it out anyway.
45 minutes. Thanks.
So Cat Inspired asks, are we Team Spike or Team Angel?
I almost asked that myself. And I don't have a good answer.
I can't pick. That's so hard. Spike.
Probably Spike as well, but it's like, I actually fear if I went back and watched it again too, I would be like, I don't know, me too.
Yeah.
There are some things that I look back at, like I remember rewatching Miss Congeniality, and I was like, ooh, this did not age well, some of this stuff.
Oh yeah, we watched that. Me and my friend Melina watched that a couple of weeks ago, and we was like, oh.
She just smacked her bottom right there.
Yeah.
And it didn't faze me at all in the 90s. I was like, hot. Now I'm like,
Okay. I think
Oh,
Angel
dear.
was one of my first ever crushes. I was obsessed with Angel.
Mm,
And I never really understood the whole Spike thing. He was just a bit too slimy.
too
Yeah, I can see.
spiky. No, I loved him.
Angel was like a
Yeah.
jock, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, until we saw him in Valentine, Josh, and
Oh,
then we was
yeah.
just like, yeah,
Meh, over it.
yeah, that's it. So Bookish Spooner said Luminaires would make such a good graphic novel with all the creatures. Any plans for that? Fingers crossed.
I mean, no, I think I have to sell a lot more copies before anyone would want to make that. We do have some cool like film stuff happening, but that stuff is so it probably will never happen. Like the fun thing about being about film rights and all of that is I just keep my expectations so low. And I enjoy it while
Mm,
it's happening and I have fun meeting people and watching them develop things. And then I just assume it will never happen because it never does. And then you're not disappointed, but you have fun along the way. Um,
yeah.
like and it never gets announced. You never get that far. They're like behind the scenes all this cool stuff will happen and you're like, can't we just talk about it? But no. And then it all dies and you never got to talk about it. So like for
Mm,
example, the Witchlands got so close to being a full show on TV, but I never got to talk about which streamer picked it up. I never got to talk about any of that stuff. And so it's almost like it
mm.
never happened. But yeah, with the Luminaries, I would love for there to be more. And if a show did happen, then maybe there would be. But you know, these are things I can't control. Just tell your friends, get them to buy more copies. That's the main way. If you
Yeah.
want more, you have to make it go viral on TikTok. I don't know.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Mm.
definitely. So Bookish Mum Insta said, "Are you a developmental writer, or do you set everything up and plot it all out?"
No, I just pants it.
That sounds like
I
homework.
I pants standalones and I don't fully pants. I have a general idea of where I'm going, but I have no idea how I get there. It's the character I get in
Mm,
their head, and then I follow their emotions, and they take me where they need to go. The thing is, you can't do that with series as well because for me anyway, I love a burnt unearned payoff. So I like to plant everything in book one, and then then I'm locked in. Like I can't just fly by the seat of my pants
mm,
anymore. So the deeper I get into a series, the far more meticulous I must be about plotting and outlining, and it's difficult because as a character writer, I will get to like the last book in the Witchlands and be like, oh, Isolde wouldn't do that now. Her character grew in a way that she would not make this choice that I've been setting up for 6 books. And so then I have to problem solve because I don't want my character to
mm,
behave out of character. And so I will have to sit there and find a way for them to get to that plot point that I have built in that
mm.
still feels in line with who they are. And so it turns into a lot of reverse engineering as I get deeper and deeper, and each book takes me longer and longer. Which is why I am doing only standalones for a little bit. Just to be clear, like standalone books, no more big series for a little while.
Do you do
Oh,
you reread? Do you reread the previous books to remember everything that's happened when you do the next one?
I do, and I have
Yeah.
to because I'm such an emotional writer. I have to go
mm,
through that emotional journey every single time in order to know exactly how we got to here and what will come next. It's like I
Yeah.
call it my emotional dominoes, and I cannot know what the next domino is unless I have felt it all again. And I am
Yeah.
so sick of reading the Witchlands books and those characters. There are so many point of view characters. They're such big books, like they're each like 120 to 180,000 words. I am so tired of reading them. I love them, and I'm excited for you guys to read the last. I truly am, but like, woo, I am standalones for a little while, so don't have to be series. Yeah.
Smart.
oh, I love that. Do you plan out, Josh, when you're writing, or do you just like go with the flow?
I've done both. I do like to have a vague idea. I tend to plot like maybe the first act, and then I get to the end of the first act and go, okay, let's reassess, let's see where we are, and then let's
Mm,
plot the next act and see where we are then. I generally want to know what my character's sort of lesson is going to be, and like what is it they're going to do at the end of the book that they would never ever have done at the start of the book.
yeah,
And so I'm constantly trying to figure out the funnest ways for that to evolve over the course of the story.
yeah. Oh, I love
So it's a bit of
that.
both. Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of both. I like that. A Thousand Little Lambs said, mean question for you. Of all your books, Susan, which is your favourite or the one you want everyone to read? That's so hard.
The Executioner's 3, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
woof,
I want you
woof.
to read that, but I also
Yeah,
want you to read Truth Witch so that you can then buy this one in 3 weeks, please.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Get started now.
definitely.
You got about 3 weeks to read 6 big books. Get ready.
You
I
got
don't know.
this.
I also kind of like my favorite book is whatever I'm working on right now because I have to be in love with it completely in order to write it.
Mm,
And that's not to say that like writing is always fun and easy. It's effing not,
yeah.
Josh, but it is very, if I hate a book, then I'm not going to write it. I have to love it in order to write it. So
Mm.
right now I'm very much into like what I'm doing next, which I not necessarily allowed to talk about yet, or I haven't even necessarily told my agent about yet. So,
I love
but
that.
I am more proud of the Witchlands than anything else I've written, just because it is so big and so complex, and I think I stick the landing. It took me many years to get there. The series started 9 years ago.
Mm.
Um, but I am really proud of how it all comes together, and I think because it's also my biggest fandom, I'm just really excited for fans to finally get what they've been waiting for. So
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Ezzy, I'm just going to say Ezzy because I'm going to butcher that username. So Ezzy said, obviously all of the 90s, but what do you hate more about the decade? So what do we hate about the 90s?
Ooh, I know.
yeah, what? Go ahead.
Like, hardly any gay representation of any real consequence.
Yeah,
Where are my gay romances in the 90s? They were
True.
like little tiny drips of them here and there, but basically you
yeah.
couldn't find them anywhere.
That's
So
true.
It was tough.
true. So
That's true.
true.
And that's why that's really when like the whole slash fiction thing, like it was already getting bigger in the
Right.
70s and 80s and stuff because
Mm,
we didn't have it. So you had to create it yourself.
Yeah.
But I do think, yeah, like the 90s with the advent of the internet, then you could really get into these, because I wrote a lot of fan fiction. You could finally really, it could grow. And you would create your own, filling in the
yeah.
gaps where you
Yeah.
saw shit that maybe,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so
Um,
true. That's so true. Oh, I
There were
love
some
that.
fashion things that I'm like thinking in, and I'm like, oh no, those needed to stay.
I'm
I
wearing
never
these down
liked
the
showing
shops.
my stomach. The midriff bearing thing was never for me, so that was always like, I'm glad other people had the confidence for it. I did not. Um, yeah, there were just some clothes things for sure the puka shell necklaces, which I for sure wore. Do you remember those little shell necklaces?
Oh
Yeah.
I had one of
yeah.
those. I had a little punk face, so I had like a spiked belt, I was so
Oh,
ridiculous. Yeah.
oh, I love that. I just saw Kirsty said shell suits can stay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
They're
love
so
that.
loud. I feel really loud in this thing. It's like,
I
yeah.
can't hear
It's
it.
like
No.
popcorn. Every time I move, I'm making popcorn sound.
Yeah,
um,
don't wear it in your own horror movie situation. You will be found immediately by the
yeah,
killer.
you'd just be given away instantly.
Yeah.
So Made for Reading said, I heard you mention, Susan, that you had a background in science. So what background do you have? Interesting question. I like that.
Yeah, my master's degree is in marine biology and ecology, and specifically in statistics. So I worked in science for not that long because I fell in love with a French guy and we moved to Germany, as one does.
Mm,
But I technically, that was where I thought my career and future were going to be. And that's what I worked in initially and it was working in when I wrote my first novel. Um, but yeah, then eventually I left that and was able to write full time and have not looked back since. I would not be qualified now. Like I could probably get a lab job just doing basic lab tech work, but I am not
mm,
qualified anymore to do like field work and research. And what's so funny too is so they, with all these AI things, they're having you look up your IP to see if these people have stolen your IP for their models. And so I put
yeah.
in my name and this stuff comes up. I see all my books and then I see this thing and it's like this long science thing, and I'm like, I didn't write that. Who is this Susan Dennard? And I'm like, oh no, I did write that. I was a
Oh,
scientist. You fool. This is
oh,
all
I
my
love
peer
that.
review. Even the AI even got all my peer review papers that I was author on. And so I just forgot all this existed because that was like
Oh,
another lifetime.
wow.
But yeah, I forgot too. I was like, oh yeah, you did do a paper on crayfish. I
Oh, I
so
love
yeah,
that
but
so
the
much.
even that these damn companies have stolen even my peer review
Mm,
research. So
yeah, that is downside, isn't it, to the internet and all AI
and all
and
of that's
stuff.
illegal too, because that stuff is all protected. So they're all stealing
Mm.
that too. So anyway,
But I just love that it like you remembered it in that moment, and that's something that
Yeah.
you'd
yeah, I was
forgotten.
like, oh, funny, there's someone else with my name. What are the odds? Somebody else with my name. And then I was like, no, wait, Susan, you
Mm.
literally did an entire research thing on crayfish back in 2007. So yeah.
Yeah. I'll just pick three more questions. I'm just conscious of the time, so I'll pick three more. So, Starlight and Fairy Tale said, was there a specific folklore story or creature that helped inspire this? I'm taking Executioners 3. Loved the lore behind the story.
No, no, I just like ghosts. I really like ghosts. And I like murder. I like horror. I grew up reading like I said, like all those 90s iconic horror type people, Fear Street, Christopher
Yeah.
Pike.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christopher Pike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I would
good.
love to be the like new, the modern Susan Dennard. I would love my name to get associated with that too. Like, oh, because I
Oh,
have four more 90s horror mysteries coming. So
Mm.
yes.
I know. So I'm like, come on, make me the next Christopher Pike. It's classic.
Totally.
Yeah. We
They
can
had
make this
romance
happen, you
too,
know.
So yeah,
Oh.
I feel like I'm naturally drawn to that. Like the two things I read growing up were either mystery horror or fantasy, like really epic fantasy, which is clearly the two things
Mm.
I write. So it fits.
Yeah, I love that.
Nice.
And obviously, you're speaking to my heart there because obviously my book club is like a 90s book club and we read like point horrors. I don't know whether you remember these. These are R.L.
Yeah.
Stein. These are the UK covers, so a little bit different to the US ones. But oh, they just have my heart and it's what I was reading as a teen. And
See,
Yeah.
Christopher
so maybe
Pike, Fear
you
Street,
will
the
like
same.
because my next ones that are coming, they start in May, are not funny in the way the Executioner's 3 is. Again, Freddie is Freddie. I cannot redo her voice ever again. So these ones skew a little bit more on the
Yeah.
horror spectrum, but there's still
Cool.
a very strong romantic arc as well. So um,
Yeah. Oh, I
I'm
love
excited. I
that.
think if you like Fear Street and R.L. Stein, yeah, we're there. You're there.
Well, you came to the right
Yeah.
place, Susan.
Yeah, you just welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
And I know somebody asked as well, Holly on her books asked any 90s book rec, so we've answered that one at the same time.
Perfect.
Black
I
Crow
think they
PR said,
hold
no
up too.
spoilers, Susan.
They hold up, don't they? That's the
They
thing that I
do,
think
yeah.
that
Totally.
is really nice to me. That like you can read them now, and it's like, yeah, there's some things obviously technologically speaking, but you just pretend it's a
Mm.
historical novel. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. And, we've read a lot of Lois Duncan for the book club as well. And those, I mean, I missed Lois Duncan. I didn't read really
Oh
any of her
no,
books other than I Know What You Did Last Summer,
yeah, no,
but her other
I,
ones.
I can even remember the shelf at my school library, like where her books were, and I just went through every single
Wow.
one. It's so funny how those things they're so
Mm,
formative. I was in eighth
Mm.
grade. Yeah, it's crazy, right?
yeah, definitely.
Mm.
I just ask a couple more. So, Stratosphere Kawaii Girl. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Do you ever fall in love with a secondary character so much that you want to write their next story?
Yes, for
Mm.
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
There's definitely like that kind of happened in the Witchlands, and why more and more POVs just kept appearing as we get deeper along. Well, now Vivian, this character has a point of view, now it sticks. But also, I do have like a character in there who I would love. I have a spinoff idea for. I might have started writing. Um,
Oh, getting all the tea.
but yeah, I would love to. I do think that happens. I've also run into the fact, like I learned this early in my career. I learned into I my for my debut series, my publisher asked me to write a novella from the love interest point of view, and I thought, sure, I can do that. But I could not. It took me as long to write a novella as it did a book because I am so
Mm,
character driven. I thought I could just slip into a character, but in fact, for me, the voice is there or it isn't, and I spent months just trying to figure him out and hear him, and when I finally did, it worked, but it took me so long that I kind of learned my lesson of like, actually, just because you know a character from your character, from my main character, doesn't mean I actually am able to slip into their head and write as easily as I would have thought. And other people can, like, to be clear, this is my very, very strongly hardwired way of writing, which is not like other people's. I'm just so
Everyone's writes different,
it's
don't
so
they?
true.
Different
Yeah,
techniques. Yeah,
exactly.
definitely.
No wrong way. No wrong way. I am just so I hear the voice or I don't. And if I don't, then I'm not gonna write it.
Yeah. No, I love that. Literally, Tanmina, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Which of your books would you love to see on the big screen? I keep thinking The Executioner's 3.
Ooh.
It would be
Yeah,
so good.
right now it's with two people, let's hope, that are interested. So
Yeah, that would
I
be
would
so
love to
good.
see, because it's standalone, I think it would be a cool movie. I also think it could potentially be stretched into a whole series just because Freddie is Freddie, and you could have, like, if you were a showrunner of some kind, you could add more.
Yeah.
I think The Luminaries could be a cool show too because it's but you would need 3 movies. I
Yeah,
also think it would be an
definitely.
excellent show, but that's also because I might have seen what that would look like, so I'm biased. Um, I mean, The Witchlands would be cool, but it's just so high budget. I think fantasy is really hard to get made, so I shall not hold my breath on that one. But yeah.
Oh, I love that. How about you, Josh? Just throwing that question at you. Like, which one would you
Oh,
like to see?
always,
Shadow Glass.
always,
You're gonna...
always a shadow
Yeah, I knew
glass.
you was going. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Murderous
wrote it.
puppets.
Yeah, killer puppets. Well, I wrote it because nobody is making those great 80s Jim Henson fantasy films anymore. So I was like, I'm just going to frickin' write it as a book then.
Yeah.
And so
Having
it's,
been at Henson, yes,
yeah,
that's true.
so
And
cool.
they worked so hard. Did you watch the new Dark Crystal? Because it was excellent.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's just like it doesn't seem to resonate with people. Because it was so critically well reviewed, and people of a certain age, we all loved it, but it just did not overall at Netflix have enough viewers to continue. And it was like, what is
It's like,
wrong with you
Yeah.
people?
get better taste, people.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
one of my friends who does some shows for Netflix, she kind of says that they count now the viewer basis on from watching it start to finish, like within the first couple of days or
It's the
Wow.
weeks.
first
Yeah,
week. But yeah,
it's
first day,
crazy.
first week, and if it doesn't hit a threshold, out.
Yeah, it's like sometimes I like to
Terrible.
take my time on these
Exactly. You want to
things.
enjoy something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
at
maybe you're
least
not
give
in the
it.
headspace for it right now. Like I'm just not feeling that movie, or show, but I
Yeah,
will later. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
yeah, that's it.
I loved. Did you guys watch My Lady Jane? Because it was so good.
Oh, I
No.
haven't. Oh, I need
So
to watch
good. It's
that.
so good, but it's like the same problem. All these streamers, they expect you to
Yeah,
Binge.
explode in
just
a way that is not realistic.
so
So
Yeah.
crazy, so crazy. And one final question to end on then, which is a like, which one, this or that. So Nor's Library said, Interview with the Vampire or Lost Boys.
see, I'm going with Interview with the Vampire. I just
Oh,
think
yeah,
it's
okay.
again like so iconic, and I think it introduced the books and the film introduced vampires in a new way. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
sexy, hot vampires, hot vampires.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I can go with that.
Because
But,
I'm trying to think of a hot vampire before that.
mm, I
Yeah.
mean, my heart is with Lost Boys. I mean,
Yeah.
my son's name I named Corey after
Well,
Corey Haim.
Yeah.
So, and that was partially like because of Lost Boys. So I'm gonna have to go with Lost Boys on that. How about you,
I,
Josh? You're very quiet.
I know. I think The Lost Boys now, but maybe back when I was a teenager, was Interview with the Vampire because it was
Yeah.
so cool and edgy. I'd never seen
so
anything
cool.
like it.
Yeah.
That whole sequence where Tom Cruise comes back from the swamp and he's playing the piano is terrifying.
Oh yeah.
It's a
I
really
forgot
cool
about that.
film. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
It's
both.
hard.
It's both, isn't
Hard.
it?
Left the hardest question for last, I did.
Yeah. But The Lost Boys
Oh,
has more saxophone playing in it.
oh,
So yeah.
can't beat it. There's never been a saxophone you know, scene that beats that saxophone scene ever.
Yeah. Peak sax.
Peak sax. Oh dear. Well, Susan, thank you so much for joining us. Like, this has been
Thank
just
you.
a blast. Like, chatting about nostalgia, chatting about
Yeah.
your book and your writing, and thanks for sharing with us as well, like some maybe upcoming projects that
Yes.
we will all
It should
keep very
be
quiet.
announced imminently, at least the next books anyway should be
Oh,
announced
I'm so
imminently, and they will
Amazing.
be in the
excited.
UK. Um,
Oh,
so
yes! Can't
yeah.
wait.
So
Oh, and if you ever fancy
yes.
chatting Christopher Pike or Point Horror, I'm your gal. Come and join
Noted.
me.
Yay.
Noted.
That would be so
Uh,
good. Oh,
yeah,
and
thanks
thanks.
for having me. It was so
Oh
nice to meet you
no.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks,
yeah.
Susan. It was really fun.
We don't normally look like this. We do normally look normal.
Why not? I'm gonna come
We're
to the
not
UK
stuck
and
in
meet
the
you and not
90s.
recognize you.
I know.
Yeah.
You'd be like, that's not Shay, that's not Josh. Where's the bucket hat?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And the pom pom throat thing. Yeah.
Oh, and my little stick that I keep waving around. The power's gone to my head here, you know.
I've just been
Oh,
messing with this the whole time because it's yes.
so cool. Oh, but yeah, thanks to everyone in the comments. I can hear the Nokia ringtone, Josh. I'm
Yeah.
sure Lisa said that earlier. But thanks to everyone in the comments who's joined in and sent
Yes,
fantastic
thank you.
questions as well. Sorry I couldn't get through them all. But thanks, guys. And do check out The Executioners 3 if you haven't. It's so good, honestly. And all the full vibes, just perfect for October. And do check
Fun.
out Josh's brilliant
Yes.
books as well. I'll show him again, Josh. And if you do like 90s and stuff like that, then you know, I read like at least one or two 90s books every month, and we come and chat about it, normally with a special guest. So yeah, if you're into that, or you just fancy like dipping your toe in, just give it a try. Oh, thanks, guys, and
Thank
Thanks
you,
so much.
see you
Debbie.
again soon.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.